Oh, well, would you look at that? It's FDR, the greatest American president, and I'm here to tell you why. We all know him because of his wonderful New Deal, but he did more than just that in his 4 terms at office. So we all know that FDR created many job opportunities through his New Deal, but what you might not know is that in relation to our last unit on civil rights, civil liberties, and the provisions to protect them, he was actually a major player. On June 25th, 1941, he signed an executive order which put the FEPC into place. This was the first national program that addressed employment discrimination, and it prohibited racial and religious discrimination in the workplace. Money makes the world go round, some may say, and we all love money, so who's immortalized on the US dime? Oh, it's FDR, and I would 10 out of 10 recommend him to be your president again. And the US people agree, and he's in office for 4 terms, which is 2 more terms than Eisenhower, so... But in all seriousness, the dime wasn't changed until after FDR's death, and it was due to his amazing work with the March of Dimes Foundation. This foundation was created by FDR himself in 1938, and it was meant to combat infant paralysis. He suffered from polio himself, and he wanted to combat this with research. With Eisenhower, it's less of what he did do and more of what he didn't do. Honestly, he dragged his feet through a lot of social issues. He didn't want to get involved with the civil rights movement, and so he lacked the enforcement of the Brown v. Board decision, which is unacceptable because the president and the cabinet are meant to enforce Supreme Court decisions. And he can even be quoted as saying, "Let the states handle the matters themselves," which doesn't work, because by 1960, virtually all of the South was still segregated. Social issue number 2, socialism. McCarthyism, if you will. This is a huge fear of Americans at this time, but he did nothing to diffuse the tension by denouncing Senator McCarthy, who was creating fear in America. And honestly, he could have saved innocent lives from being ruined because they were persecuted on allegations of being communist. I believe that this could have been handled much better. Okay, quick note. So the Cold War is still going on at this time, and the tensions between the Soviet Union and the US are not good, and they haven't been since the end of World War II. However, they get worse by the end of his presidency than in the beginning, and that's when you don't deal with McCarthyism. Fear-mongering at its finest. I've said it once before, but I'll say it a million times. FDR is the gold standard for presidents. We compare all first 100 days to his. He was so successful and innovative. Meanwhile, Eisenhower was dragging his feet through social movements, so I can't say he was as proactive. And honestly, while this man was giving us stability and security, this man over here did nothing to denounce the people that were causing conflict between neighbors and ousting alleged communists.